Your child's greatest strength is actually within you. We're talking about how mindful parenting for children with ADHD strengthens the parent-child connection. It's all about you, though. I'm Ivan. I'm a parent coach. I'm a mindset coach. I look at technique. I look at connection between you and your child so that you can move forward and have success with your teen who has ADHD. Now we're talking about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness truly is about creating awareness within yourself, noticing the things that are so automatic that you aren't even aware of them. Take the example of you driving to the store or to work or to a family's house, and most of the time you follow the exact same path every time that you drive there. And unless something really out of the blue happens, most of the time you can be talking, you can be thinking about something else, and you get to where you went or you're going, and you think back and be like, I don't even know how I got there. I was on autopilot. It just happened. But if you were to try an experiment and go on a drive and purposely take a different route to get where you are going, suddenly you are much more aware, and you're aware of the trees and the houses and the roads and the road signs, and you want to make sure that you're turning in the right direction. And just that little change is going to create more mindfulness within yourself because you are more aware. You have woken back up. The problem being is that most of us, when we get into our 30s especially, our lives become so rote and so routine that we are on autopilot and we are no longer paying attention to the small details. We expect our children to be doing certain things, and we want to be doing certain things, and the day is supposed to be a certain way. And even as our children grow up, we continue to adapt, but within this automatic, habitual, rote, routine way. And this creates problems for us to make connections with our teens who have ADHD, who need our support, who need our presence to be able to connect and for them to be successful. Now, if we were to open up the brain, open up the head and look at the brain itself, we can see I have all these nerves all over my body, and they get information from the environment, what I see, what I smell, what I feel, and it all comes in and it gets checked out in the brain, and then there's some sort of response. We do something because of it. If you are standing at home and a car crashes through your wall or a helicopter lands on the land, like, you are going to respond. You're going to look, you're going to see, maybe you're going to run away, maybe you're going to run towards you. You are going to do something automatic. And this is the opposite of mindfulness. See, when we are mindful, rather than having a stimulus response or an action and a reaction, we actually create a space where we have choice. Hey, somebody walks through my door, surprises me. Do I react or do I not? And I've got a couple stories to show what this means, to have an example for you to understand and for you to internalize what we're talking about. I love to do musical theater. I love to be an actor on stage. I also love to direct, and I was directing a show, and there was a person in my cast, young lady, who everybody loved to startle. She just has this not as mindful reaction to being suddenly touched. People would poke her, or people would just walk up beside her, not even trying, and she would jump. Just very high startle response. And I had made her jump a couple times, and she decided that she was going to get me back. And here I am, and I've got my notebook, and I'm focused, and I'm going about giving different actors notes before the show starts. And I'm running all over the place as the director. And she comes up behind me, and she tries to grab me from behind. Now, the expected response is that I would be like, ah! Okay, which is what she wanted to do to me. But when she did that, I remember feeling this stimulus, she's grabbing me from behind, and I then had a choice. I could either respond, which I knew that she wanted me to do, and this just took that long, or I could continue what I was doing without any reaction. And in that moment, I chose not to respond, and I continued to give my notes, and then she was very disappointed. Then afterwards, I thought about it and went, Oh my goodness, Ivan, this is what you're trying to help parents to learn. Because when our children have a meltdown, when they say something that they know is going to irritate us, they want a response, they want to communicate through their behavior, we can choose how we react. And this is similar to, let me pick on my son, and he's driving my car and he's learning how to drive. And we are backing out of the garage and he turns at the wrong time and he crashes the edge of the wheel into the garage, bends the garage, hurts the car. As a newer car for me. And I thought there, and I looked at him, and the expected reaction from a parent whose child has just crashed their car, be it ever so small, is to be upset. Is to yell, do something. And in that moment, I paused and I looked at him and I realized, just in that minuscule moment, I realized that the way that I responded to this event was going to change his day, and I could either tear him down or I could build him up. It was up to me. I had the power in my mindfulness and in my connection to my son. And I looked at him and I said, "Are you okay?" And his face was full of fear. He thought that he was in trouble. And he said, "Are you okay? Let's figure out how to get this car out of here." And I got out and I walked around and said, "Yep, it's still drivable. It's fine. We'll worry about this stuff later. The most important thing is that you're learning how to drive and it's going to be okay. It's just a car." And his day was different because I was able to be mindful in that moment. And rather than react, I chose a way to act and move forward and connect and put him and his relationship with me above what was happening. You can do that as a parent too, be it homework, be it meal times, be it, hey, my child is staying up later than I expect. Hey, they snuck out of the house. Am I going to react or am I going to act? And it comes back down to learning mindfulness, of learning how to take a pause, to breathe into the situation, how to notice small things. How is my child trying to communicate with me? How is my child trying to connect to me? And how can I get into their world? When you learn this, doors will open. And if you are struggling with this, reach out to me. I want to connect. I want to know how I can support you and help you move forward as a parent coach, with my experience as an occupational therapist, with my understanding of your neurological system, your brain, the nerves, how we respond, how we act, how we interact. All this I can teach you within my parenting program so that you move forward. Your life is different. Your family is different. Your child is different because you have the ability to respond rather than react. I look forward to talking.